I'm so glad you mentioned that because we do live in a bifurcated world, certainly, and if we look at it on the political sense here in the States and certainly in Europe, things like that, with different philosophies and approaches. And it's really hard for one side to hear another. And so often when we hear one side take an issue, if you don't know the appellation, if you don't know who's speaking, you could say, well, I'm not exactly sure what he or she is saying, but they're talking past one another. So how do we get past that, Travis? So.
Yeah, it's really part of the goal of this way of doing ethics is to not have that be an impediment at all. Now, I will say that it takes a really difficult starting point, a really difficult first step, because the first step is a sort of radical humility. The first step is acknowledging in a world with 8 billion approximate different moral views, it would take a pretty incredible amount of hubris to believe that I have the uniquely correct view, right? And so give up.
Oh, people do have it though. I'm sorry, they say it.
Yes, they absolutely do. And so, in the book, I try to make clear how often I've changed my own view. I spend my life thinking about ethics. It is my day job. It is my passion. And I'm constantly finding nuances and developing and being convinced by other thoughtful people who bring things to light. And what I really try to say to folks is, if we are talking about something, it matters, right? If we are having a discussion, the reason we're having it is because it matters. And if approximately half the country thinks that you are deeply wrong, it would be strange if there was nothing at all that undergirded their belief, right? It would be strange if it was just a strict form of irrationality. And what that means is, even on things that we have the deepest disagreement, there is probably something that we can identify that is an insight in the view that our interlocutor or that our opponent holds. So I really try to get people to search for those insights, to search for those shared starting points, to see the other people that they're talking about not as evil or bad or deeply, fallen, but instead as, folks that are just starting from a different place.